We're going to talk about connect versus opinion in the context of modern celebrity influencer economies within your market. I haven't seen a market that doesn't have celebrities. It goes back, for me, in my experience, back even into the 90s and late 80s. That's how long this has been going on. It's just now it's different because it's so mainstreamed. So the idea of celebrity, it used to be Michael Jordan, um, or whoever in a market, um, Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger, celebrities in finance, or what would be another example of celebrity in a market? The market of healing and compassion, Mother Teresa, celebrity in the market. Same thing, same concept. In business or anywhere in any market. What's a market? A grouping of people who share the same desire. There's always celebrities in those markets. There's two types of celebrities I've found. And we're going to talk about how to deal with politics in your market because politics comes from celebrity. And I'm going to explain why. And the impact on you as an entrepreneur, a coach, or a service provider is profound. And success or failure, from what I've noticed, depends on knowing how to understand and play within the celebrity dominated markets. The celebrity dominated market beliefs is the difference between big success and not succeeding. It's that dramatic. And this has been my experience for years. And I want to make sure you understand that you have a choice, and I have a choice. We all have a choice of how to exist within the market of dominated by celebrity belief. Dominated by celebrity belief. So there's connect versus opinion. Always. I just see this over and over again for like 30 years. So I think I've got it at this point. Now, your way of understanding this will be very different than mine, but think about it in terms of the concepts, principles, and underlying. Think about reduce the fraction. So you're at 9/18th. I'm at I can't even do math, but just think about all these different fractions and let's reduce it to 1/2, 1/3, 1/4. Now we can really talk because we've gotten down to the fundamentals. So what works in math works in life. So how does celebrity work? There's two types and they're totally different. They're actually opposites in a market. The connect type celebrity is someone who has really figured themselves out. There's a knowing that's there, and they know. There's a frequency around that that comes from it being real. So they're not trying to prove anything. There's no disconnection inside them. They know because they've just done it enough. And when I see those people, I pay attention. So in my market of just shared desire, entrepreneurs, coaches, service providers, people who want to make their own income. That's my market. It doesn't matter globally. It doesn't matter. You're 2 years out at you're in high school, you're living and mom and dad want you to go get a job and you're like, I don't want to get a job. You're in my market. Or you're a billionaire and you've succeeded and now maybe you want to give back or you want to evolve something. You're in my market. Same market. So connect people versus opinion people in celebrity is important to understand. And in my market, there's lots of different, you could call them, marketers would call them segments. I don't really use that terminology anymore because I found it's kind of confusing and steers me in the wrong direction. So I would just say groupings. So people fall into different groupings. So one area celebrity would be Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. So he's what I would call a connect wisdom oriented celebrity in his market because he knows what he's talking about. When I listen to Gary V, I'm like, this guy knows what he's talking about. He built the business, family I did the family business thing too. I get it. I know exactly what he's talking about. I'm not confused when I listen to Gary Vee. I'm like, "This guy knows what he's talking about." Um, Now the opinion celebrity now that's one niche. So who follows Gary Vee? It's a lot of up and comer types. So I call the up and comer in the market, um, the striver, the up and comer, the newbies, the beginners, those are the people following Gary Vee. They wanna be inspired. They wanna know it's possible, and they want pathways. And he's given some good ones because he talks about principles only. He's not telling people what to do. He's saying, "I don't know what you should do, but I know that if you do this, it won't work." That's someone who's got there. So I call that wisdom transmitted through them because they've done it long enough where they've mastered it in the domain, and they can see through the bad pathways that are gonna go not bad, but just not gonna go you're not gonna go where you want. He could see that right away. I know he can. I can tell the difference by just watching it. It's not that hard. You just watch and say, "Oh, that makes sense." Now, who's the opposite of that in this exact same market, attracting the same kind of people? Alex Hormozy's the opposite. So Alex Hormozy is bringing his opinion about what worked for him into the market and attracting people who want somebody to tell them what to do because they don't want to take responsibility for themselves fully. So Gary Vee and Alex Hormozy are opposites. So in the entrepreneur market of the types that's attracting beginners, people who don't know what they're doing yet, or really high energy, like, I got to make this work. I got to make this work. I can't get a job. I got to make this work. Those type of people. Um, they're going to be attracted to a Gary Vee, or they're going to be attracted to an Alex Hormozy, or both. Is the opposite. So what Alex Hormozy is teaching is a be like me approach from a vantage point of celebrity through marketing. So he's mastered marketing, hiring Evan Carmichael to make YouTube work for him, spending a lot of money with Russell Brunson in the private groups, figuring out the marketing playbook, um, being a major league, hitter, top grand slam, your whatever your sport is, top level athlete that no one else is going to be able to do, and selling that like a pathway that's going to work. Um, for his own purposes that I don't understand, but I've got my hunches, but it doesn't feel right to me. It feels disconnected and confused. So that opinion's being projected out into the market and people see it and they're being drawn into it. Now, Gary Vee's the opposite. Gary Vee's not projecting his opinion. He's sharing his experience. And Gary Vee has what I would call heart connection. So he's figured himself out enough to have a heart connection. I don't feel that from Alex Hormozy. I know he's got a heart. He's trying. He's just not there yet. So a work in progress is a projector, someone who's owned their projections, knows their own family stories well, knows themselves really well, and is circled around a market long enough where they're like, oh, 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 got it. That's wisdom transmission. So within the celebrity in the market, ignore my this is my perspective. Now you may disagree completely. I don't ignore Alex Hormozy because I'm rewriting his approaches and I'm using his feed to get known. So I'm using him. Now you can use the guru celebrity that doesn't really know what they're doing yet. They're not there yet for your advantage. And there's a marketing approach from a book called Positioning, written by Al Trout and Jack Rice in the 1969, I think, that really took over the marketing industry in the 70s, where all of a sudden the market was too crowded for everything. And what Trout and Rice figured out was how to deal with that, and it worked. Still works in a different way, though. And in this case, and I'll make this specific. So, how to deal with the politics in your market. We're on this theme: connect versus opinion. And how do you deal with an Alex Hormozy celebrity? So, think about your own version of that in your market. Who are the popular folks that are marketers, basically, meaning they're disconnected from deeper understandings like a Gary Vee is, he's connected. You can see the difference right away if you start looking. Just look and tell yourself, is this real? Or is this person got some angle here, or they're confused? Like Alex is just confused. He hasn't gotten there yet. From my perspective, that's what I see. I could be completely wrong. Gary Vee, I'm like, the real deal. Could be completely wrong. But how you do one thing is how you do everything. That's a true statement from my experience. Because I'm always looking at reducing the fraction to 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/8. What is the lowest common denominator of principled understanding of how to do anything? And it's the same no matter what domain of life. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Doesn't matter what the market is, doesn't matter what this, it doesn't matter. So if I look at how do I deal with an Alex Hormozy? How do you deal with your celebrity that's not there? Use it. So what Trout and Rice taught was, I'm going to give you some campaigns. I can't believe it's not butter. Where do you think that came from? I can't believe it's not butter. What were they selling? I don't know what the hell that stuff was. Canola oil spread. Hey, buy my canola oil spread. It's better. Let me tell you the pain point you have around butter, and I'm going to show you an alternative. No, they didn't do that. They figured out a different way. It worked. What's the most modern version of it? Oh, let's the classic example. If you're younger, you never heard of this stuff. Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, and then 7-Up. How did 7-Up get big? They stopped becoming lemon lime soda. So to compete against an Alex Hormozy, you can't go and say, I got a better alternative or a different alternative. Here's your pain points. Here's the features of them. Here's the benefit of those pain points for you. Separate myself out and compete directly against an Alex Hormozy. It's not going to work. Why? Because people believe what he's saying, even if it's not true. So how do I compete against him? Positioning. So Trout and Rice, it's perfect. It works. So it worked for 7-Up. What is 7-Up? Not cola, the uncola. Is it better than Coke or Pepsi? No, it's not that. Oh, I want an alternative. I'm good. You see? That's how you do it. Why? People are thinking they're thirsty. Now it's different now. But back then, and people were thirsty. They didn't think about water back then. Now we just sort of like, what kind of water do we want to drink? And there's 500 different kinds of waters, So it's different today, but it works the same. You can do it in that. You can do this in any market, in any time in history. It's just principle based. So what are they thinking? Do I want an Alex Hormozy? Okay, they're already thinking about it. Or Gary Vee is in their mind, or Russell Brunson's in their mind. Now I'm talking about only one small segment, but it's a big segment, or it's a big population of the entrepreneur market, which is globally, I don't know, 1 billion people. It's that big. I look at my niche that I want to carve out as 100 million. So I want to reach 100 million people in different aspects of this entrepreneur market. What is the market? Shared desire. How do I improve my entrepreneur experience, coaching experience, service provider experience, work for myself, get what I want? That's it. That's the market. So how do I deal with the Alex Hormozy celebrity, the Russell Brunson celebrity, the people who are just not quite there yet, but they're good at what they do. They're good at marketing. Very good. The problem is it's impossible to do unless you're good at marketing. And you need a team too today. Now, back in the day, it was easy because there was new funnels and, all that stuff. When they were learning it, it was newer with Google coming on board. That's why it worked, because it was new. Not new anymore, but people are thinking it. How do you get in their mind? Mention those people, talk about them. That takes courage. That's why we run an invincibility dojo run by Brian Muka. I've known him for so long and I can't even. Brian Muka. Uh, so he has a special operations training in the Navy. So he's a bomb technician, and he jumped out of airplanes. He was in war zones in Iraq. He's seen what happens when an IED explodes and kills people on your side in a war zone. So talk about dealing with fear. He knows how to do that. So he runs twice a day this invincibility dojo on our entrepreneur experience campus, and you can come for 7 days and just check it out. And there's no cash register at the end. You can certainly pay and join, but we've got other options, passive income option and a joint workshop option. It doesn't cost you anything and you'll make tons of money. So becoming invincible, releasing yourself from concern about what other people think about you, not having imposter syndrome, lowering parking brakes is important to be able to do this successfully. And you can do it at whatever layer you want. You don't have to be on a bigger stage. You can do it in a small way. You can do it in your own way. That's the point. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. Becoming a market authority is not for everybody. Not everybody wants to be in the leadership role. I do. So I will. It's natural for me. I've always been like this. If you're not, you do it a different way. And we can work that out, finding a different way for you. I'm not asking anybody to copy me. That doesn't make any sense. He is, though. He is. He's using the celebrity and saying, copy me. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just be aware. Notice that. So how do you get in people's minds? They can only handle 5 or 7 things in any given domain, meaning they're thinking about entrepreneur stuff. How do I succeed? How do I do this? How do I do that? Now, I'm not going to get into how Google AdWords campaigns work and the long tail and head terms and that's a whole nother thing and I have a system, I've sort of reinvented that. And I have a system called concept pages to help you get into the market like a high-end media company would do with an analytics department and the whole thing with Google AdWords campaign. I've simplified this whole thing so it's easy to do. And launching that soon. So you'll be able to see it. So if you look at how do you compete, you get in the ladder. So Trent Rice called it a ladder. What's a good example of this today? Think about it. Beyond Burger. How'd they do it? What is it? Better than a burger. Are they attacking beef burgers? No. They're saying, we got an alternative to beef burgers. You want it? Beyond Burger. How many people want a soy-based patty, vegetable, plant-based dinner? Oh, that sounds good. How about a better burger? Beyond Burger. Beyond Burger. Think about it. That's what they did. Is that easy to do? No, it's not easy, but it's simple. We can do that. I can help you do that. Now that you got to pay for. That's my Red Pill Pathway program in market authority planning and private client. And I've got a lot of versions of this. So make it affordable, and we offer financing because I want everybody to be able to do it, even if you're broke. I want you to be able to come in the inner circle, even if you're broke. So how do you enter somebody's mind? Tell them what they're already thinking, but not tell them anything because they're already thinking it. So you don't need to market to them to get them to think or do anything. You just share with them in a way that allows them to get their own clarity, to make their own decision through what you know. That's it. Simple, right? Simple. Why are these things made so complex? Because that's how you make money. Make positioning, make the intersection of positioning from Trent Rice with Beyond Advertising from Eugene Schwartz, and make what Google did, intent-based online demand generation marketing, and then take branding from J. Walter Thompson, Leo Burnett, all those things. And then fifth, take social media influence and celebrity from Michael Jordan. And back in the day, I did a lot of work with Reebok. So I saw the Shaq side of it. Not the Michael. Well, I went to I was involved with Gatorade a bit. Now, I wasn't my client, but I went to the national sales convention with Gatorade. Michael Jordan was on stage. The company I worked for put it all together, did the communications programs for it. So I saw this directly and it works. So the intersection of those 5 different areas now today is made really complicated by people. Why? Because they're selling something or they don't understand it. I see that a lot. People are talking about stuff they don't even understand. They don't even know why they succeeded. I read their stories and I'm like, that's not why you succeeded. You don't understand. And that's why I'm rewriting Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson, because he admitted .com secrets didn't work for most people. He admits it because it doesn't. And then Expert Secrets was the solution to .com secrets. And it did work for Alex Hermosi and Layla Hermosi and other people in his private group, which is 50 grand a year. But those are real original people that are real serious entrepreneurs and have the talent and ability to make it work. So Expert Secrets will work for about 1% of the market, not everybody else. And it's because it's not based on principles. It's the fractions are not reduced enough. So I got to prove this to the world and say, okay, well, I have to rewrite the book. So that's what I've done. I'm doing, haven't done it. So that's on the content page, which is still a mess. Sorry, I'm working on the tech. It's a bitch. So redpillpathway.com/content. If you go down to the Substack content, it's on there. You'll see it in the How to Win section on Substack. I'm rewriting Offers by Alex Hermosi because that's not based on principles either. It only works for marketers. Like if you're a top marketer, you're going to hit grand slams every day as marketer. It'll work for you. That's probably about 1% of the market. Same with Russell Brunson's stuff, Expert Secrets. And even if you join that private mastermind, you're going to struggle in it unless you're already like an Alex or Layla Hermosi type. And they even had to hire Evan Carmichael, from what I can tell. When I talked to Evan Carmichael's company, it was like every 5 minutes they put up a picture of Alex Hermosi to try to get me to buy. And I'm like, you're trying to use social proof on me? It's not going to happen. And I even told the guy, and he did it again. And I'm like, we're having a conversation here, and you're trying to use social proof to close me. Like, you don't think I know what you're doing? So I got off the call, and I'm like, did I have a call with somebody? I didn't talk to Evan. He seems like a great guy. This guy working for him was running this playbook of social proof, showing me pictures of Alex Hermosi, like he's like flashing them in the background. And I'm like, you really think you can hypnotize me? I've been doing this stuff since I was in my 20s. It's worked though. That's the truth. There's moments where I've had a low year maybe, and I'm struggling. And then I'm like, I'm getting hypnotized by this persuasion marketing stuff. So I feel bad for you because if you don't even know what's going on, because you're just looking for somebody to help you make your business work, you haven't spent your whole life in marketing and media and advertising and digital analytics and all this stuff I've sold. I don't do it. I sell it. I do business development. I don't do it anymore, even though I own a company that does lead generation, sales outsourcing, and uses a lot of marketing analytics techniques and software and AI. And I don't even know what they're doing anymore. It's been 4 years since I worked in the company. We're going to sell it in 5 years or something. And, you know, if you want to position yourself in the market, go after the celebrities and the social climbers that are supporting the celebrity because they want some of it to rub off on them. So in Russell Brunson's case, it's Russell Brunson and the funnel hackers. Right now, they're inside his prime mover community, which is so hilarious. So prime mover, copying someone does not make you a prime mover. Being good at marketing does not make you a prime mover in this society. Figuring out Google back in the day with a potato gun, that's a prime mover move for sure, especially when you're almost about to lose your company, which his story's great. And then I'm like, what happened to you? Same with Alex, same story. It's so strange. And they somehow found each other. It's okay. So you look at that and decide, do you want that? So if you're great at marketing and you're in that 1%, go in their inner circles, but don't screw around with all that stuff they've got online. Um, Pay them. I don't know if it's still 50 grand a year. It might be more. And chances are, I don't even know if Russell teaches that anymore himself. You probably can't get anywhere near him. He'll teach you how to get closer to him, though. You don't have to. I'm available. I'm in the rooms in my own company, and I always will be. I think we'll see. But I'm gonna sit in a room with anybody in the world, and I'm gonna help you make more money, get what you want in the way you want to do it, not their way or not my way, because you're not like me and you're not like them. Now you have to decide though. That's called decision. So the first stage on the red pill pathway is decision. Now my company here, Red Pill Pathway, is not what I've got. So that's just my part of it. The entrepreneur experience platform has everything on it. How to brand, how to convert content into dollars, how to deal with technology, um, how to get communication clarity, how to become invincible. My contribution is how to make more money now. Um, can't even remember all of it so much. Uh, and Jamal Marshall, another genius out there, I call him a liberation. I call it liberation mechanics. Anybody who's doing their own thing, you know, that part of your market, celebrity of people who really get like a Gary V, it's a liberation mechanic versus Alex Hormozy, Russell Brunson, those kind of people. I call them opinion projectors. So, and I'm writing a book about this, make it more understandable and try to simplify it. So think about that in your market. Who do you want to be? You want to be you, become a liberation mechanic, or do you want to listen to an opinion projector tell you what to do, get really good at it, and then wonder why didn't this work for me? Unless you're in the top 1% and you can get in their private group. So if you got the 100 grand and finance it, or whatever it costs now, that's an option. Spend a day with Todd Brown. I looked into that. I'm like, I'm okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite your book is what I'm going to do, because I know that won't work for me because I'm not a marketer. I know how it works though, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to run a big media budget. That's what they say. Dan Kennedy said this. Whoever spends the most on media wins. How do you fund your media buy? Break even offer. Sell a book. They give you money. Invest it in media. I get it. You still got to run the media buy. I worked with a lot of media buyers. They take, what do they take? Like it was like 10, 12%. It's a big deal. Running digital media buy is not easy. Russell's not doing that himself, twiddling the dials. He's got a team of people. There's no way he's doing that. There's no way Alex Hormozy's sitting there all day doing analytics and twiddling the media buy dollars. Or you do it organically. It's still the same thing. You still got to figure out how to twiddle the dials. It still costs money, organic or paid. It still costs money because you got to do it, even if it's just you. If you want to sit there and twiddle media buy dollars and allocate the money efficiently all day long, fund it with some low cost offer, love it. Be a media buyer, be a marketer, be an analytics expert. I worked with all those kind of people. Usually there's a team. But if you're so good at it, you'll do it yourself and you'll be fine. Two more opinion projectors in my market in a different segment, Dan Coe and Justin Welsh. Good guys. Different level than Alex Hormozy, different level than Russell Brunson. So there's much more integrity in it. There's much more connection in it. There's much more what I would call creative, intelligent energy there for sure. There's no doubt about it. But they're no Gary Vee. It's not there. Why? Because it's a be like me thing still. How to get $6 million in passive income. Good luck. How? Well, get an audience and make income from a good offer, like a course. Well, it worked few years ago for them really well, and it still works for them because they're already there. Could they do it today? Yeah, sure. I saw a woman do it. Her name is Laura Acosta. She did it on LinkedIn, and she's teaching something from 4 years ago. So those are the celebrities. So that's a different mark. And so the LinkedIn and Danco, those people are attracting a very different kind of person in the entrepreneur market. Same market. It's my market. So I have to speak differently over there than over here with the Alex Hormozy, Russell Brunson, but the principles are the same. Principles are the same. Become the alternative to something that no longer works or works for a certain group of people, but not for others. And all of a sudden, the heads will start turning towards you with people wondering, who the hell's this guy? That's what you want. I can't believe it's not butter, Beyond Burger, 7 Up are just simple examples of this principle of positioning that comes from 1970s at work. It's just that you need a whole marketing team if you're going to do it in the old model of media, advertising, or even organic on social, but definitely buying media on television is going to be tough for you. I think it's $30 million. It was years ago. I was talking to some chief marketing officer, some big company or something, and he's like, how much does it cost to bring a brand into the market? And he says 30 million. And like people are like, well, do it organically on social.